Hi, my name's Neil Fitter and I work for Calibre Yacht Sales, and today I'd like to introduce you to Hyperlas. She's a Hylas 54, a high quality, semi-custom centre cockpit, cutter rigged yacht designed for ocean passage making, but equally at home in local waters. Let's go aboard and have a look. So the first thing you'll notice on here is these great wide side decks, very safe, very easy to move around the boat. The aft deck here is actually big enough to become an alternate dining place if you wanted to sit down and see the evening sunsets and so on. But what really makes the stern of this is this fantastic transom. Really easy access for your guests if they're boarding from the dock or the dinghy. And of course for swimmers, for fun. The boarding ladder's easy to reach, plenty of good safe handholds and fresh and saltwater washdowns. These portholes here were custom done to enlarge them to bring in even more light into the aft master cabin. Really nicely done. Just notice the push pit here. This was actually extended up into the cockpit. Another optional extra put in by the owner just to make it a little bit more safe for his grandchildren actually when they were on board. The stainless steel itself anyway is 315L, which is all the high grade stainless steel. So everything shines and pops and it just looks new. It's very nice and it works so well with the all grip flag blue hull. It's really nice. So as you said, 3 easy steps up and you're on the aft deck. The stainless steel transom door closes nicely, locks in, very safe. Wide aft deck. Easily transformable if you wanted to as an extra dining space or just somewhere to sit out and enjoy the sunsets. Your choice. Nice little touch down here. That's for the emergency tiller. It's actually in a place where you might be able to use it. We've got lovely big lazarette lockers down here on either side. They go down quite a way. You can get lots of stuff in there. Dorades. Bring in lots of air here. We've got 2 dorades aft and a very big hatch for the ensuite master. That actually opens forwards. The great advantage of that is in moderate weather offshore. It's a great air scoop. And it also enables a bit of communications between the ensuite and the centre cockpit. Working around the deck, you've got really good, strong, solid handrails, very safe, very secure, and very comforting to know that they're there. Here we have the davit system for the outboard. It's actually, when at sea, it's removable by pin down here. You can take it away and store it out of the way. Nice, good, sensible option. Going forward, I'd like to show you some more interesting details. So these are the running rigging for when you're running under a cutter rig. And going forward, we have the main winches are powered to enable you to pull in and reef and tack the main genoa with great ease. Nice teak steps lead you into the cockpit, which is made at a not too large, not too small, just right. Everything is to hand in the cockpit. It's designed to be a place to sail from. It's got a full bimini cover with isinglass panels, very clear. It can actually be removed if you wish and it'll fold away. However, most owners generally find they're very comfortable sailing with the bimini up. All the windows have these beautiful stainless steel, high quality frames. They just glisten. It's really, really nice. The mast on Hyperlas is 73 feet above the water. There are 3 spreaders on board. And the standing rigging is amazing. Look at this stuff. Fat as your finger. Really, really solid stuff. When we come up here, she's got in-mast roller reefing for the mainsail, which makes things so much easier for single-handed or for a couple cruising offshore. Easy to reef or to bring out the sail. Even more so in this case because it's powered by an electric winch controlled in the cockpit. But there is a separate track to the side for the storm trysail. However, that track goes all the way to the top of the mast. So if you wished, you could actually switch to a full batten mainsail. Going forward, we've got plenty of hatches bringing in light and making down below feeling really spacious. We have 2 more Doradi vents and a really large fore hatch down here for the forward cabin. So here we have the removable inner forestay. It's a very simple lever release system, anybody can do it, and it really makes day sailing so much easier without having to move the jib in and out around this. So it's a really good option for confined water sailing. So as you can see, everything about the deck on this Hylas 54 is designed to maximise safety, minimise effort and make everything as efficient and as easy as possible. But most of your time you're going to spend is in this cockpit. So let's go inside and have a look. So here we are in the cockpit, and the first thing I want to point out is I'm 6'5" and there's plenty of headroom above me. This is a very spacious, very comfortable area. There are actually full cushions that go around when you're not at sea. We've taken them out just to show you some of the amazing features that are on here. So let's just first go through very quickly the usual things. We've got the Raymarine here, your autopilot, bow thruster, forward facing depth sounder. That's pretty cool. But the best stuff is the primary winches controls we have here. These are for the starboard side, and over here you've got the electric winch controls for the port side. And on top of that, going back to this side, are the mainsail controls. They bring the sail in and out, make reefing just so much easier. It takes a lot of stress out of sailing. So you can do everything from in here. All the controls are led aft. It's a very, very simple setup. Just in front of me is the main sheet control as well. Everything is to hand. This is a place really when the weather closes in, you don't have to leave here. And many owners of Hylas had these built with the intention of taking them down when they're offshore, and they generally leave them up. It's a very good, close, comfortable place to spend. So we've got a great cockpit, a good place to operate in all conditions. We've got a fantastic, well thought out deck. We have a boat that is an absolute joy to sail, but that's only half of the story. Come below and let me show you a real treat. Well, so here we are in the saloon, and just look how big this is. I'm 6'5". This must be 7 foot headroom. I mean, it's an incredibly large space. The windows, just the light is pouring in from hatches and windows everywhere. It's a really nice, comfortable space. And look, the seating is just gorgeous. It's comfortable seating for a 3 here on this side. This actually pulls out for a queen size bed, I believe. Nice storage lockers here, very deep. They go in quite a way. And you've got recessed here with a port light in there to let in even more light. Down here you've got a cavernous galley, which we'll go through later. And to this side we have a beautiful seating area which could seat 6, perhaps even 8 good friends. Here we've got one, you can see by the tracks here, it'll slide out, and beautiful table with this lovely inlay. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? That's really nice. Fans to keep the air circulating. Notice on all the lockers here, the vented slats. This was an extra that the owners had put in on just about every locker to increase ventilation. They also did the same thing with all the doors throughout the interior of the boat. And behind me we have the navigation station, and it's more than, people tend to call it like a mini office. It's an L-shaped one. There's a special computer desk here, and then you've got your full navigational controls here. Nice thing, these electric panels are really simply laid out. They're very easy to understand. If you need quick access, they've all got pull pins. You just pop them out and it opens up, and the wiring behind is really so neat and tidy. You can do the same thing with the main navigation table. There's 2 pins, pop them out, you've got really quick, easy access. So the equipment itself, you've got an 11-inch Raymarine. You've got a backup Garmin system, chart plotter. Tend to use that at the night watch. It draws less power. It's better for a night watch thing. You've got your usual your autopilot down here. You've got a VHF, but you've also got an HF radio with a signal booster, which is in the port-sized lazarette. Nice little touch. You've got a cell phone booster here. That'll give your cell phone a 200-mile range, which is pretty cool. So unless you're seriously offshore, you can just use your cell phone. You've got your generator controls down here, your heating controls. Here there's a tank watch system. There are 3 water tanks, 2 holding tanks and 5 diesel tanks on board, and the tank watch monitors all of them. The woodwork throughout this boat is just fantastic. It's beautifully done. These steps are actually custom built as well. They were not happy with the grip on the standard one, so they had them custom built. Beautiful. Under here actually is where the engine is, central mounted. Makes a lot of sense. You get that engine as far to the centre of gravity as possible. So it's all under this huge galley area. Indeed, this was one of the another one of these custom things they had done. They actually had the bulkhead move further back here, just to give the whole area a little bit more space. It just brings it all out. This is a very open area. So here we are in the galley. Again, lots of locker space. So these fridges are lovely. These are Glacier Bay Fridges. They're commercial grade, and they're incredibly reliable. Apparently they put these on submarines. This is the fridge, this is the freezer. There's actually a pump at the bottom of these. So defrosting these is very simple. You just turn the freezer off and the ice melts and out it pumps. Very simple, very simple. So here of course you've got your garbage, and not only is it a top loading fridge, but it's front loading as well, which is cool. On this side is engine access. So the sink here is fantastic. I mean, you've got 2 really good deep sinks side by side, and the cool thing about them is they're near the centre line of the boat, so they drain whether you're on port or starboard tack. Nice idea, really clever idea, good touch. You've got obviously hot and cold fresh water here, but in case that should fail, you've got manual pumps underneath the carpet here. You push them, they pop up, and you can get fresh and salt water pumping into here. So that's a nice little backup to have. Going back, more storage, all vented. Again, the fridge, this is the freezer, forward loading as well, nice. So here we have convection oven. You've got your Force 10 4-burner with the broiler and oven. Interesting little extra, there's a switch there which turns on a spotlight which highlights on what's inside the oven. Right, again, more storage, fans, portholes, and as I say, this is under the cockpit, and I am 6'5" and I'm standing up, so there's plenty of room down here. We've got good handholds by the oven, we have handholds here and even up here. Everywhere you're going to need somewhere to grip in case you lose your balance. This is a very secure place to do cooking, and frankly, with all this space, you can be a bit more adventurous than maybe you would be on most boats. So let's go aft and have a look at the master in the ensuite. So the master is a full king-size bed. You have 4 ports plus the hatch bringing in light. Lots of hanging space. The cupboards are all cedar lined. Hydronic heating throughout the boat. You have air conditioning in the master cabin. So the ensuite has got wood panelling. You've got your electric flush toilet. It's got a separate shower area. Inside the shower area is access to the washer dryer on one side, access to the engine room on the other side. Well, that's quite the master cabin, but let's go forward and have a look at the VIP suite. Third cabin, which has 2 bunks. The lower one can pull out to make a queen size bed, so you can pack 3 people in here, with storage cupboards, its own hatchway, 2 port lights. Quite a nice cabin, beautifully wood finished, very nice indeed. Then on the other side of the companionway we have the day head. It has a separate shower, electric toilet, sink, usual mirrors and stuff like that, and portholes. Very nice. And then further forward we have the main VIP guest cabin. So the first thing you're going to notice is it's an enormous bed. It must be 7 foot wide at the foot. You've got lovely vented hanging lockers, fans, a large hatch, personal lighting, handholds, beautiful interior, absolutely gorgeous. A Hylas 54, an incredible offshore boat and a great boat for sailing locally. Easy to single hand, great for entertaining, sumptuous inside. Give us a call, you'll be glad you did.